He grew up with calloused hands before he even knew how to write his own name. His name was Caleb. He lived on a small farm, far from the city lights, where dreams were often buried under the soil instead of planted in it. Caleb wasn't born into youth. He was born into responsibility. His mother was already 45 when he opened his eyes to this world, a sweet woman with a smile that hid constant pain. Her body was weak, frail like dry leaves in autumn. His father, strong in heart, but old in bones. He worked the land as if love alone kept him standing. They had nothing, except each other. So Caleb became their strength. At 7 years old, he learned how to milk cows. At 10, he lifted sacks heavier than his hope. At 12, he ran from school to home, not to play, but to cook for his parents, wash their clothes, clean their wounds. While other boys played soccer in the dust, Caleb stood beside a sick mother and a tired father, praying quietly, "Jesus, please keep them alive." They had no money for medicines, no new clothes, no certainty about tomorrow, only a Bible with torn pages and faith that never tore with it. But God sees sacrifices that no one applauds. One morning, while Caleb worked feeding animals before sunrise, a stranger arrived on horseback. He wasn't lost. He was sent. He had heard stories of the hard-working old man and his young son, who carried the weight of 3 lives on his small shoulders. He offered to buy their tiny piece of land, not to take it, but to invest in them. "God told me to bless this house," he said, and the value he offered was more money than Caleb had ever imagined existed. They didn't sell the land. Instead, they built on it. A bigger farm, a thriving business. Caleb hired workers, bought equipment, and brought doctors to his parents. His mother walked again without pain. His father finally rested, not because he was weak, but because his son had become strong. Years passed. Caleb grew into a successful man, respected, prosperous, not because life was easy, but because Jesus turned invisible tears into miracles visible to the world. At the grand opening of their new mill, Caleb stood before neighbors, workers, and family. They expected a speech about hard work, but instead he said, with tears sliding into his smile, "I am not the fruit of struggle. I am the fruit of prayer." If Jesus had not walked into our farm, we would have been buried by poverty, but he planted us